You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftatacademy.com. www.netsoftatacademy.com.
Welcome back to our MECM series. So far, we have talked about site roles, the client, and how the infrastructure works together. In this video, we are diving into two types of the most important MECM features. That is, operating system deployment and application deployment. By the end of this episode, you will understand how task sequence, PXE boot, deployment types, and monitoring all comes together to automate device provisioning. All right, so let's talk about the operating system deployment first. In MECM, OSD, operating system deployment, allows you to automate the entire operating system installation process. You can actually install the operating system on a bare metal machine, or you can also do in-place upgrade to the machine which already have the old version of Windows operating system. Now, at the heart of OSD, operating system deployment, are three key components. The first component is task sequence. A task sequence is just a step-by-step process that defines what happens during the operating system deployment. Here you can configure the operating system image which needs to be installed. You can put drivers there. You can also assign applications. You can tell this task sequence that the machine needs to join a particular domain, or the machine must be a part of a particular OU, and more. All of this can be configured in the task sequence. The next component is the boot image. Well, the boot images are lightweight operating system environments. Usually, Windows PE will be used. Now, this is used to boot a device before installing the full-fledged operating system. These are required for PXE or media-based installation every time. Now, this boot image can be for a 32-bit architecture, it can be for 64. But in recent versions, when we are using Windows 11, Microsoft have removed the 32-bit. We don't use it anymore. Instead of that, you will get boot image for 64-bit and also for ARM, that is the ARM architecture. The next component is the PXE deployment itself. PXE, or you can say a Preboot Execution Environment. This allows a device to boot over the network and automatically launch the task sequence. This is perfect for zero-touch deployment in a big enterprise environment where the users might actually left the office and the machines are waken up on the LAN, and without anyone touching those machines, the whole process actually is committed. Well, remember, if you want to make operating system deployment work, you also need some prerequisites in place. The first can be WDS, that is Windows Deployment Services. It is used to support PXE booting. This is typically installed alongside a distribution point. That brings us to the next key component or prerequisite, that is distribution point. This distribution point server will hold the actual operating system images, boot images, drivers, updates, application, or any other content required during the deployment. Then if the PXE mode is not available, in that case, you need a boot media. That can be a USB flash drive or simply an ISO media to start the deployment manually. Once you have all these prerequisites, then you can initiate the process of operating system deployment in your big enterprise environment. Now let's look at how MECM handles application deployment, both during operating system deployment and after that. Well, in this case, MECM can deploy multiple types of file formats, such as MSI packages, .exe packages. Even script-based installation is possible, whether you want to do it from PowerShell or just a batch file. Plus, the virtual application deployment is also possible, that is AppV. Now, how can you initiate this deployment? How can you enforce it? Well, there are two types of deployment types. That is required and available. If you select required, then MECM will automatically install the application without user intervention. But if you select available, in that case, the application will show up in the software center, and the user can install it on the user's own schedule. Then, the most important part. Once the application is installed, how will MECM know that it is installed properly? Well, there is a component called application detection method. Now, what is application detection method? Well, these are simple rules that help MECM to verify whether an application is already installed or not. Now, detection can be based on file extension, which means if a particular folder or file is available at a particular location, and MECM can find it, that means MECM will decide that, okay, the application is installed. All actions are done and nothing to do further. The detection method can be based on registry key as well, where if there is a specific change in the registry key, MECM can sense it and decide if the application is installed or not. Plus, we also have product code, that is an MSI. This ensures that applications are not reinstalled unnecessarily. So detection method is quite crucial. Now, how can you monitor the deployment process? Well, MECM gives you several ways to monitor operating system and application deployment in real time. You can monitor your workspace in the MECM console, where you can see if the application deployment is in progress, or if there is a failure, or it's already done successfully. You can also check deployment status charts and error messages. Plus, how about the logs like smsts.log for operating system deployment and appenforce.log for application deployment? Here in this log file, you can find the historical data, and you can pinpoint at what step something actually failed, which will help you to focus all your efforts on the actual issue. You can also drill down to a specific collection of devices, deployment statistics, and also look into the failure causes. This can be done in MECM console, whether you are using the primary site or you are on your CAS, because again, the primary site will push all the information to CAS as well, if there is a CAS. Now, let's put all together with a real-world example. Imagine a scenario where there is a new employee who receives a laptop from the office, and that laptop needs to be provisioned with Windows 11 and the core company applications, let's say. Well, what will happen? That employee will bring the computer to the help desk, or the employee can actually connect the laptop with a specific network on his own. In both cases, the laptop will connect with a specific network. When the device boots over Pixie, a boot image will be loaded on that device. Then the task sequence will initiate, and it will install the Windows 11. Then the device will join the domain. Then MECM will install the client agent. Remember, the client agent will be installed on the machine. Then MECM will deploy the applications such as Microsoft 365 Suite, or Chrome, or Teams. And at the end, when all the process is done, the device is ready. And now this is done without much user intervention, fully configured and compliant with the industry policies. So what will be the end result? A fully automated deployment method from bare metal to a ready-to-work laptop. And then the user can use it, or the help desk can deliver the laptop to the user. All right, so now let's see how you can push an application or operating system to your systems or your end machines. So I have my ADDS here. This is just my Active Directory server with client installed. So the client is already installed. And if I go to Software Center, as you can see, there are just one application. There is only one application, but I will put more application over here. And for that, I have to deploy application on this particular machine. So let's go to our CAS, or you can also do it from your primary site. So in the previous video or module, actually, we pushed the client from CAS. And in that process, CAS told primary site that, hey, you need to push the client to ADDS. But in this one, we will do it directly from primary site. So for that, let's go to our asset and compliance. So first thing you need to do is you must put this machine inside a device collection, because when you will deploy your application, you will deploy it to either user collection or device collection. Even if you only have one machine, it must be a part of a group. So let's go and check this. All systems, MECM servers. Yeah, MECM server. Let's see what servers are inside this group. So I'll double click on it. My CAS is here, my primary site is here, but there is no ADDS. I can put my ADDS inside this same group. So let's do that. MECM server, go to properties. Then click on membership rule. And as you can see, CAS and the primary site itself is a part of this group, but I don't have ADDS. I want ADDS as well. So click on add rule, go to direct rule. Direct rule is simply creating a query with which all the systems will be evaluated and it will be shown to you. Then you can pick and choose which system you want in this group. So I will use a wildcard here. This will show you all the discovered systems. I will select ADDS, click next, next, and put this system in this group. Click on apply and OK. Now eventually you will see there will be 3 members of this group. Now it can take some time, maybe like 2-3 minutes. Perfect. Now I have a device collection with ADDS inside it. Yes, I also have 2 other servers, but I don't worry about that because there is no client installed on those 2 servers. So even if I push anything, nothing will be pushed on unmanaged computers. But the third machine, which is my ADDS, yes, that will be affected. So let's go to our software library to push application. Now I can create or import more applications, but I have some examples here. So let's select 7-zip, which is a file compression software. So I already created it. I will right click on it, click on deploy. Then it will ask me, where do you want to deploy it? I will click on browse, user collection or device collection. I will select device collection because my device is inside this MECM server. I will select that. Click OK. Click next. Now, if you want to distribute this software to multiple distribution points, you can do it at this step. But I only want to distribute this to my primary site distribution point. One distribution point is good enough. Click next. So do you want to install it? Yes, I want to install it, not uninstall. And do you want this software to be available or do you want it to be a compulsion to install? Well, I want to make it a compulsion to install, so I will say required. Click next. Schedule will be as soon as possible. Click next. No need to set up the user experience here. No need for alerts. I'm just simply deploying application. Click next. And that's it. So if everything is configured properly, this is how easy it is to push the application. As you can see, it is showing me a yellow box. That means it is in progress. Once it turns green, that means now the application is at least distributed to your distribution point, and then it will be pushed to your server. All right, so now it is green. Now it will be pushed to my server via client. But remember, the schedule was as soon as possible after the maintenance window. Now, I cannot wait for the maintenance window to come. So what we can do, we can manually initiate the process. Of course, in real deployment, you don't have to manually initiate a deployment every time. You can just wait for the schedule time. But for this demo, I will go here in my Configuration Manager property, click on Machine Policy Retrieval and Evaluation Cycle. First, you need to receive the policy. So I will run it. And then I will run Application Deployment Evaluation Cycle. I will run this as well. And as you can see, Software Center, downloading and installing software. So that means the software is here, 7-zip. And I just deployed the 7-zip software in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. But this was just one machine. What about hundreds of machines? Well, don't worry. If your device collection have hundreds of machines, you will still follow the same steps. And the software will be pushed on all those 100 machines and installed eventually. That is how easy it is to install application. Now let's go to operating system deployment. Well, again, it will be in software library and then expand operating system. The first thing you need to do is import an operating system image, which you want to push. I already have some examples. I have Windows 7, which is very old. You should not use it, but I have it as a demo. Then I have Windows 11 Enterprise. Then I have Windows 11 Enterprise, one more. This is just a golden image, and this is the default image from Microsoft. That is nice. Then you need to have your boot images, at least for 64-bit. And then we need to create task sequences. So let's do it one by one. First of all, when you import your image, then you need to distribute your image. So let's distribute this one. Right-click, distribute content. And I will distribute it again to the distribution point of my primary site. Okay, so now it is distributed. Eventually, this yellow box will turn green. Next, the boot image. Well, the boot image also need to be distributed. The good thing is the boot image is already distributed, but you can still check. If you go to distribute content, then you click add. As you can see, this is MECM 02. This is my secondary site. My 01, that is my primary site, is not shown here. That means this distribution point, the primary site 01, already have this. So this part is also done. Now the task sequence. Well, I already have some task sequence, but again, I will show you quickly how to create one. So let me delete this task sequence and also deployment. All right, so deployment is gone. I will also delete all these task sequences. It is pretty straightforward though to create a task sequence and deploy it. I can show you in no time. Just let me delete it first. Okay, all task sequences are gone. So let's create a task sequence. So what do you want to do? Do you want to build and capture a reference operating system, upgrade? No, we just want to install an existing image package, which is Windows 11. So I will select that. What will be the name of your task sequence? You can put a good name here, but default is fine for me. Select the boot image, that is 64-bit in this case. Click Next. Where is the image? Click on Browse, and which image you want to push, select that. So I will select the Windows 11 one. Perfect. Now, do you want to create a task sequence for BitLocker as well? I don't want encryption, so I will uncheck it. At this point, you can also put the product key if you have one. I don't have a product key, so I will not put it here. And I'm going to set up my local administrator password. Click Next. Do you want this new machine to join your domain? I will say yes, why not? So I can select my domain. Here you have to put your domain admin account, because if you want to join a domain, you must do it via domain admin account. Perfect. And the password for this account. Let's verify if it is working. Yes, password is correct. Click Next. Do you want any state migration? No need, because I'm going to push it to a bare metal machine. There is no data on that computer, so we don't need that. Click Next. No need for any updates, no need to install application, but you can. Here, you can actually install the application. So what will happen? MECM will install a new operating system. It will also install your client and also push an application to it. So that's pretty nice. So I can select the application I want to push. Let's say 7-zip. Next, next, and done. The task sequence is ready, but you need to deploy it. So right-click, click on Deploy, and select the collection. Now, if you are upgrading an operating system which is already existing, then you will select the particular device collection. But I'm going to push it to an unknown computer. So I will select all unknown computers, because all the unmanaged computer will come in this category. Perfect. Click Next. Purpose, required, I want to install it. And I want to do it through Pixie. So I will select Pixie or Media. When do you want to install it? Well, as soon as possible. Next, 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 next. So I'm not setting up any user experience alert. These are all additional settings for quality of service. And here you go, my task sequence is not deployed. And that's it. Now, in your environment, if there is a new computer, then that computer will find the DHCP to get IP addresses. Once it gets the IP addresses, that computer can now navigate in your network. Then it will search for a Pixie server listening to the request. And we already have our Pixie server listening for the request. I can show you that as well. If you go to Administration, then you go to your site roles and go to primary site. This is primary site, distribution point. Right-click, Properties, and go to Pixie. As you can see, Pixie is enabled, and it will respond to all the requests. And if you click on Content, as you can see, our Windows 11, boot image, and application, everything is distributed properly. So what next? Let's just create a bare metal machine in hypervisor and see if that machine can fetch this Windows 11 from MECM. So let me just create a new VM. A typical VM is fine. I will install the operating system later. It is Windows 11. I will select that. Name will be new demo VM. Click Next. Put the password here. You're setting up a password, so whatever you said, just remember that. Click Next. Creating a hard drive, a virtual hard drive. Then network is NAT. Click on Finish. Perfect. So let's start this machine and see what happens. I'm starting this machine. It is connecting to network. It is now trying to find DHCP server. It found it. Now it is connecting to my MECM primary site. That IP was for my MECM. MECM is now loading my, remember, this 172.16, this IP is for my MECM server, and this is the code for my task sequence. It is downloading the image on this computer. So let it download all the files, and then we'll see what's next. And this is just one machine. Imagine if there are 100 machines. Every machine will go through the same process. So you can literally automate a large-scale operating system deployment. All right, so now Windows is initiating, and at any moment you will see that the task sequence will take over. Here you go. Configuration Manager is in front of you, and the task sequence will ask for the password. This is, again, a security layer. Click Next. And task sequence 1, because I did not change the name for the task sequence, so it is the default one. The task sequence will start automatically in 7.5 seconds. Click Next. And here you go. Now it will show you every step it is performing on this server, or on this system actually. All right, so it will take some time. Basically, it is installing your operating system, and it's zero touch. So you don't have to sit here to check the whole process. Eventually, it will be finished, and you will get Windows in front of you. Then you can perform some other post-installation tasks. All right, so now it will restart. All right, if you can see, it is also now installing 7-zip. So everything is done. Your client is installed, domain join is done, the application is being installed, and eventually your system will be ready to use. So this is how you use MECM to fully provision a system which is ready to use by your employees. And here you go. Our system is ready with your, you can use your administrative password as well. So let's do that. What was the password? Okay. And if you go back to our MECM, as you can see, a new system is here. I know it says MININT. This is just a default name of this server, because when I named it just for this VMware workstation environment. I never changed the actual computer name. And this server also, this system already have the client installed. And this is how easy it is to push the operating system or application to your environment. And with that, this series is over. And let me tell you, MECM is quite fascinating. It's very easy to use, but yes, this initial setup process can be daunting. NetSoft IT Academy is a platform which we offer. Over there, you will find a full-fledged MECM course, a proper A to Z course, with each module diving deep into configuration, how to set up your environment, how to install prerequisites, how to make sure that every server is syncing properly, and a lot more. Please check that out. Check that out as well. Till then, thank you and take care. And that wraps up our final video in the foundational MECM series. You have now seen how MECM handles site hierarchy, client management, and deployment of both operating system and applications, the core of any modern IT environment. If you found this series helpful, please make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your feedback in the comment section. And if you want to know advanced topics like task sequence troubleshooting, driver management, or custom reporting, please let us know. Take care.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftatacademy.com. www.netsoftatacademy.com.